So, Cal, I'm going to come to you in a second. But
Yeah.
so you're saying there's no creative players. So then the logic then is, well, because we can't buy a creator, I don't want Lewandowski either. That doesn't make sense.
No. As in, like I said, if we don't sign a creator and we sign Lewandowski, I'm not against it. But are we thinking to myself, who's going to service him? Because at the end of the day, you need service. Because Lewandowski might score 40 goals, but he also misses like 15, 20 big chances. Because he gets this stupid amount of service at Bayern.
I get that. But I've heard that logic all summer. It's the first summer I've ever heard this. It's like people said it about United with Young. Yeah, but if you don't buy all the bits to fit around him, there's no point. But the idea is over time, you'll build that. Like, it's a brilliant... I don't know. Sorry, Cal, go on, mate. Over you.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked. So first and foremost, Gnabry.
I'm not saying I don't want him. I'm not saying I don't.
No, I'm not saying Gnabry is creative and he's a goal scorer. So Gnabry walks into most teams in Europe with ease. Like not even you won't even look behind him to see who's waiting in line. You just walk in. Lewandowski is arguably the best finisher in world football right now. Arguably. And then when you look at your team doesn't create from your wingers. You never really do. Your creativity comes from your fullbacks or your wingbacks. So, and sometimes Kovacic, which he breaks the lines, and so he's almost the assist before the assist.
So then what do the two wingers do then if they don't create?
Score.
They weren't doing it. Were they doing that last season?
That's because you had rubbish wingers. If you have good wingers, then you'll score the goals that they create. You guys were one of the highest creating teams, and you just weren't slotting because your players aren't good enough in front of goal.
That's a misconception. We created a lot of low quality chances. The chances and then if you look at the XG.
How many did I watched with my eyes? Timo Werner miss bags of chances. Lukaku miss bags of chances. Ziyech bags of chances. Havertz bags of chances. Like we can do stats and stuff, but all it takes is one goal to change a game. Like if you're drawing a game and you get the first goal, especially being a Chelsea fan, you should know that works in your favor. If Chelsea get the first goal in the game, you've got the defensive structure and the stability to lock up shop and then play on the counter-attack, which makes you even more dangerous. So you getting the first goal is more vital than, say, a Liverpool or a Man City, for example, because the way Liverpool and Man City play is we'll just keep on knocking on your door until you answer it. Chelsea are a team that like to get the first goal, sit back, soak up pressure, and then start hitting teams when they leave spaces open. The problem you guys have got is if Reece James and Chilwell are out, especially at the same time, that's where you dry up in creativity. So having Sterling there is going to be way better than having Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Werner, or whoever else you've got out there. Having Gnabry on the other side is going to be way better than anyone else you're going to put on there. And then having Lewandowski through the middle, unless you're going to get Benzema or Harry Kane, you've got the best finisher in world football. So yeah, you might not catch Man City and Liverpool this season, but no one's catching you guys. So surely it's got to be about stabilizing what you've got, adding to it. It's not going to happen in one summer, but like Lewandowski, Gnabry, and Sterling in one window is arguably the best window any team could have.
I completely get what you're saying. Like, I see it. But again, like, you might have watched us, but you don't watch us with the eyes I watch us with. So
I watch you guys to score goals or concede.
No, bro, trust me. When I watch us, like, if you look at, I don't even like being a stats person, but at the end of the day, stats are a record of what your eyes are watching. So if the stats say you created this much XG, then your eyes watched you create that much XG.
No, but again, I disagree.
No. Hear me out.
Stats are contextual. Stats have to be contextualized, and the eye test is subjective. Stats do not mean everything. And I'll use this as an example. We all agree David Silva is stupidly creative, right?
Yeah.
We all agree.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry.
We all agree Kovacic is creative as well, right?
Yeah, he's like a Luka Modric creative. Right. He's like a Luka Modric.
But we can all agree that these guys don't get high assist numbers. Why? Because they're the ones splitting defenses open. Silva was the one who used to split the defense open so Sane could knock it across the box so Sterling could tap in. Kovacic is the one who splits open defenses so one of your attackers can get the ball and slide it across or give it to someone else. Just because they don't have the quote-unquote assist numbers doesn't mean they're not creative.
But again, like, I feel like you're judging the difference between someone who can create and someone who is creative. Like, there's a difference. As in, Sterling and Gnabry can create chances, whether it's for themselves or someone else. But someone like Dybala is a creative player.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's missing that. I think what it is, maybe it's just a tone that you're in today. It's almost like, yeah, it's good, but it's not enough still. It's a bit like, you've given your kid £1 million on Ferrari, but you didn't get in the private jet as well, and he's annoyed that he didn't get all the toys that he wanted. You sound like maybe it's a Chelsea thing. You sound like spoiled kids. Like it's not enough when it's amazing.
Terry, you should know that. Chelsea fans are spoiled because they had Roman Abramovich for 20 years.
Maybe.
But the thing is, we signed, like, people are saying, oh, Lewandowski's an elite finisher. Yes, he is. Of course he is. But at the end of the day, we signed Lukaku last summer in an environment which didn't serve
Lukaku and Lewandowski.
I'm not saying they're on the same level, but at the end of the day, what you can't take away from Lukaku is that he's a good finisher. Whether you like it or not, Lukaku is a good finisher.
You're right. You use the right word there. Good. Elite, bro. Elite.
Even you know,
Lukaku's
conversion rate is top 3, 4, 5 in Europe. I hope you guys know that.
Bro,
Who's that? Lukaku.
Lukaku's conversion rate was obscene. Like
that was one season, but it's not Lukaku.
Even before that,
Roy, it's not.
You guys don't see it, man.
Roy, no, you're not seeing it. Lukaku's finishing was never what anyone questioned last year. It was the build-up play, the intricacies, finding the spaces, being in the right positions, being like energetic. Lewandowski is a football player, leaves Lukaku behind. And the one thing about XG, which I've always said, it's one of the biggest flawed stats in the world, because if Lewandowski and give me a bang average Premier League, Timo Pukki, if they're both taking a shot, I have to use a crap one.
You know the Norwich fans are pissed right now. I'll tell you.
Okay, Chris Wood. I'll use Chris Wood.
Yeah, there we go.
Robert Lewandowski. They're in the same position in the box, same kind of defenders around them, against the same team, same goalkeeper, and they're about to shoot. It's a fairly acute angle. XG said that the same percentage chance of them both scoring. That's bullshit, because Lewandowski's the better finisher. XG, what it does, it's about where the ball's positioned, what angle you're shooting from, and obviously surrounding defenders, time on the ball, and everything else. What XG doesn't calculate is how good the finishers are. Harry Kane or Lewandowski, or who was another elite finisher? Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, when they're in the same position as a Timo Pukki or a Chris Wood, the XG isn't, in reality, the XG isn't the same. And equally, if Lukaku isn't making the right runs or the right moves, maybe the creative pass is there. But if the movement isn't, or if there's a bad touch in the build-up, you don't even get to that end result. Lewandowski, if you were able to sign him, if the Barca deal falls through and you bring him in, everybody's elevated to another level, because he will rise and lift up everybody's game. He's that good. And with Sterling and with Gnabry either side of him, honestly, that was your front three last season.
I hope and pray Chelsea don't get these guys, man. The way it's going to be mad. If Chelsea get these guys, it's insane.
I might sound spoiled, but like as in from watching us last season, like I said, we need a creator. And then since Eden Hazard left, we haven't had a good creator in our team. So, and then you guys are welcome to disagree. I hear your points. But if you get Sterling, Lewandowski, and Gnabry, you will never catch me complaining at that front three. But what I'm saying, I don't think we'll get both of them anyway. I don't think buy and sell both of them to us. I can't see that. So, like, if we sign Lewandowski, then I think to myself, okay, who's servicing him? Like, yes, we will service him. And then, okay, firstly, Chilwell's really not that creative. Like, Chilwell's not that creative. Sterling, I don't think is creative enough. And then Mount, I don't think is creative enough. So that's something like we need a top creator in the team.
Yeah, Mount gets double figures in assists. You got Kovacic.
Most of them are from
set pieces.
Yeah, that's fine. Set pieces.
I disagree as well. I disagree. I think there is.
So it's 5-on-1. Fair enough.
I think there is chances for Chelsea to get both players, and the reason I say that is because Lewandowski wants to leave. He wants Barcelona. Yeah, but if Barcelona can't get him, then he's going to look for alternatives because he doesn't want to stay at Bayern Munich. Gnabry has 1 year left on his contract. So, and he's been offered a new contract that he's not signing. So I think there is chances for Chelsea to get both players. And I think if they was to get both players, that would be a scary front three. Goals galore from them front three. And then, yeah, I kind of understand where you're coming from with the whole creative thing as well, because a lot of your creation comes back to your wing backs, but it's all about whether managers can fit these players into a system, isn't it? I just think Lewandowski, elite striker. Gnabry is miles better than Ziyech for me. Sterling as well. You know, he's done it in the Premier League for Manchester City. So I don't know. That's scary for me. Chelsea
two things on this. One is, as a Man United fan, I'll be a bit concerned if Barca don't get Lewandowski, because then it obviously reduces the necessity to reduce their wage bill, because unless they're going to go and get a replacement for him, then it's like, well, we're not going to. They're reducing the wage bill so they can sign players. The less players they sign, the less they need to reduce their wage bill. So obviously that affects the Frankie de Jong, but I guess maybe the Rafinha deal plays into that. So I hope Barca go for Rafinha and Lewandowski for the whole summer. On top of that,
Neeks, I'm just sorry to cut you. I'm just gonna say, let's be honest, bro. Barcelona, like, they will get away with financial stuff.
Callum, that was my second point. I was gonna say, where the hell are Barca getting all this money from?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
But they'll probably strike a deal with Amazon Podcast next week, bro. Like, let's be real. It's what happens, isn't it? Like certain teams, like, just certain things get swept under the rug with, and they are one of those teams.
Before we move on to her, I just want to say, I'm not saying I don't want these players. I just question like how they might mesh and whether that attack is creative enough. I'm not saying I don't want them. If you sign them both tomorrow, I'll be over the moon. But I'm just a bit skeptical.
I get that, Roy. But I think as football fans, like, that's not really a worry. It's like, again, maybe we're just different people. I look at it and like, this could be really exciting. This could be really good. How would this work from a positive point of view? Like, I suppose all transfers can flop. All our clubs have signed flops. These things could happen, but equally, look at it the other way. Most Chelsea fans last year thought with the business you'd done over the last couple of years, you were going to click and look amazing, and it went the other way. So maybe you guys thinking the opposite way.
I think that's part of it as well, because we were expected to do so much last season, and it's obviously their reasons, but we didn't in the end. So now, like, I've got to temper my expectations. If they turn into like the red arrows on the pitch, or the blue arrows, I should say, on the pitch, and they're just smashing teams left, right, and center, I'll put my hands up and say, you know what, I got it wrong. Sorry, guys. Like, I didn't see what you lot saw. But yeah, just a bit skeptical. But I do respect both highly as players.